Hey,
What up, what up?
it's your favorite couple, the
The
Coopers. I'm Kelly,
Kales, and I'm Damon,
boyfriend.
and welcome to Intentional Connections, the podcast, the show where we talk about how to stay together on purpose.
Dive in with us every Thursday as we talk about parenting, communication, money, sex, fun, and lots more.
Well, all right,
What's
baby girl.
Good.
What's going on?
We're
We back at it
back.
again. Back at it again. How you feeling today?
I'm tired. It's been a long week, but I'm super excited to be recording with you for our
For sure.
next go rounds.
Right. Here we are. It's definitely always a tiring week that we have going on, but we're here for the people today.
Yes,
here to talk good stuff with y'all. Hopefully, y'all have had a good week and all has been well.
How are you?
I'm doing okay. I can't complain. It was a big week for me today, but we're gonna get into that. It was a big week. I'm still on a high right now. I'm feeling good,
Floating.
and I think it's only right that we start with our Toasty Time.
Toasty Time.
Toasty Time. Okay, if anybody doesn't know Toasty Time, this is what we're doing here. Every episode, we're going to get a little lubricated before we get going and discussing what we have to discuss here, right? So we're toasting to ourselves. We're toasting to you or for you for listening to us. For those who do not partake, no offense. It's just for us to lubricate us, and we're just toasting and cheering each other for our episode here. So every time we do Toasty Time, we're going to have a different shot for every episode or a different form of lubrication for our vocals. For today's Toasty Time, we are partaking in good old Espolon tequila.
Is it Espolon?
Espolon tequila Reposado.
Tequila.
This is
I
the
like
baby
tequila.
girl's. This is the baby girl's choice of lubrication.
It is.
I
am now a tequila
We're
girl.
gonna rock with the tequila today. So
Toasting to intentional connections.
toasting to intentional connections.
I like that.
Woo!
I like that.
Wow.
How you feel about it?
Woo!
It makes you feel good?
Well, it's called lubrication for a reason, guys. Because that goes down. It goes down some kind of way.
Espolon.
Yeah. So what's been going on this week?
Well, I mean,
I know what's been going on this week.
I know.
It's
I'm
been
like,
a big
should
week.
I say it or should you say it? Tell the people. Why don't you tell them and then I'll tell them what we did. So you tell them the exciting part. What was it?
Okay, so what's been going on this week, people? It's been an exciting week because, drum roll, please.
Dum, dum, dum.
Yours truly has turned the big 40. It's called H80 to me. H80 is half of 80, guys. Half of 80 years old in this world.
Why did you
in
choose
this life?
H80?
It just sounds cool to me. Sorry, don't judge me. It sounds cool.
We did get a couple of questions about
And that's fine. You
what
gotta
is
just
H80?
you gotta use your thoughts, guys. It's half of 80. It's half of 80.
It's a Damon thing.
It's a diamond thing. So turned the big 40 this week, guys, and it's been a blessing. It's been exhilarating. It's been exciting, profound, all of the above, right?
Welcome to the club.
I guess technically I was considered the baby, but it's so funny how back in the day, babies used to be like, you'd be like, you the baby of the group. It was because somebody was like 20 or like 19 and everybody else was like 25. How you can still be a baby and you 40?
You're not the baby,
I don't think baby should be a word that's said anymore when you get over 35. I don't care if you 35 and everybody else 52.
You'll always be your mom's baby.
Everybody's grown. Nope.
You're going to always be your mom's baby.
At this point, we're grown. And as I always say, we old. I don't care who don't want to accept it.
No.
We old.
I'm not accepting
My
it.
thing is, old is not a bad thing for me. I've been old for the last 20 years. I like being old. It's considered maturity to me. Call me old, baby. That means I'm not young and dumb. Hello. That's how I feel about it. So yes, the boy turned 40.
Welcome to the club.
Listen, past week.
For Damon's 40th, he's told me for maybe 2 years, maybe a year and a half, 2 years. All he wanted for his birthday was to go to Jamaica. And
yeah, man.
We had such such a roller coaster 2023 with things that we had to do. We had some very important people in our lives pass away. It was just like all over the place. But then
Sure.
we also did like a lot of things. I turned 40 in 2023. Then our daughter turned 10.
Right.
And those are big events as well. So it's like every 6 months, it's like a big event to put on.
It's always a lot going
So
on.
Damon kept on saying, "I don't think I'm gonna make it to Jamaica," and I'm like in the back of my head, like, I'm not gonna not let him get to Jamaica. So back in November, I just sent him a text message with the itinerary or the confirmation number, itinerary date we're leaving, and everything. And he's like, "You are you serious? We're going?" And
I
I'm
was
like,
so excited. Listen, I consider myself easy to please, right? I consider myself easy to please and very flexible, right? Although it had been said and asked, yo, it's your big 40th. What you doing? What you want to do? Blah, blah. It doesn't matter to me, right? To me, anything that is catered to you or somebody wants to do something for you, it could be from giving me a piece of candy to buying me a trip to go to Jamaica. I am equally grateful, right? Obviously, you're a little more grateful for a whole trip to Jamaica, but my point is I'm equally grateful, right? So I do know we had a lot going on through the years. We had a lot of stuff going on. We always have a lot of stuff going on. And although Jamaica was an idea for me, I was at the point where if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. And I was going to be okay with that.
I wasn't gonna let that happen.
But, you know, baby girl came through over there and
That's what I
Jamaica
do.
was everything. I don't think I've ever met, and I know I'm not somebody who books a vacation, takes a vacation, and then people always ask that general, so how was it, right? Has anybody ever really said, man, that thing was horrible? I mean, you can't. It's a vacation, and it's to the Caribbean. Unless you had something crazy go on with like travel or you got sick or something really bad happened. Of course it was awesome, is all I'm trying to say, guys. It was amazing.
Amazing. I'm glad you had a good time. It also felt really, really good to go somewhere that was warm because Texas decided to break out with 8 and 12-degree weather
Craziness.
like a week or two prior to us leaving. So we were like, come on, like just get us to Jamaica today. And then like me and the boy child, we both were sick a couple of weeks before. I'm grateful that I was able to be sick and then like get past it
Right.
because that mean I was good to go for our trip and I didn't have any issues with that. Like Cooper said, Jamaica was amazing. I had two big highlights, and I don't know if it was the same for you. So, first of all, it was our last day. I don't think we stayed long enough, but now I know. But we met up with our cousin at Rick's Cafe, and we kicked it.
Rick's Cafe.
Oh,
I'm putting in the plug right now for Jamaica. If anybody's gone and you haven't been, you missed out. If you're planning on going, you need to go or you will miss out. It's a pretty known thing,
yeah.
Everybody look at social media and TikTok or whatever, and y'all seen videos.
Yes.
It's definitely worth it
Yes.
to take a little stop in there. It doesn't have to be your whole trip, right? Go for a evening for a few hours, watch the sunset, watch the people jump off the cliff. The DJ was on one. You hear me? Kicking it in Jamaica.
Yes. Absolutely.
I don't remember the food. I don't even remember eating.
Did we eat?
I feel like we ate, and I have no idea, right? Because
We ate, but I don't know what we ate either.
I mean, the eating came second to my.
Don't do it.
Yeah, but we was kicking it.
I wanted to jump off the cliff, but Damon's not here for it. And then I was a little taken aback because I didn't realize. I'm like, is there anybody down there that's going to be there for me in case something goes wrong? There wasn't any life jackets, and I can swim. So I don't know why I was like nervous about it, but no one that was with us was going to jump. So
And for those reasons,
I didn't
is
jump.
why I wasn't going to
Hobby
do
ever.
it.
But I'm a water person, so I like to jump. One of the great things about going to Rick's Cafe was the fact that my cousin actually married a Jamaican, and she was in town.
Right.
They met up with us. We was able to meet him for the first time, so that was pretty cool.
It's definitely
And we
good
just really,
times.
really had a good time just being there with our family.
It was a great time.
So that was dope. We had so much fun that our driver came looking for us.
I forgot about that. This is true, guys. So look, we at the resort, and they arranged for a taxi to take you to Rick's. And when he dropped us off, it was like 4:30, and he was like, "Oh, I'll be back around 6:30." We didn't know. We were like, "Sure, okay, great." Man, 6:30 came around so fast, and at that point, like she said, our cousin and her husband were from Jamaica. So he's like, oh, they'll just take us back to the resort. And they was like, yeah, no problem. We ain't think nothing of that taxi man. When I tell you we was kicking it and it was about 7, we turns around, dude standing there looking at us in our eyes like, hey, I'm your driver. I'm here to take you back. I said, what happened? You mean us? No.
It
No,
kind of
thank you. We're not leaving.
it kind of speaks to the characteristic of Jamaicans, because if we were here in America, we would have got left.
Oh, yeah, sure. Sure.
There's no way
This is true.
our driver would have waited for us.
This is
But
true.
but he was super nice about it. We were like, we apologize. We were just having such a good time. I think he enjoyed maybe sitting there a little bit and
Right.
enjoying Rick. So shout out to my cousin Erica Nicole. Follow her on Instagram for reaching out and being willing to meet up with us, because they drove an hour to come meet with us,
Sure.
and they stayed overnight. So that's an intentional effort. So shout out to those intentional connections, even with just your family
There you go.
and your friends. So we appreciate you, E.
We had a great time, but gotta come back to reality, right, guys? I went a couple of days before my birthday. We came back the night before my birthday. Due to some delays and everything, we actually didn't land until, I want to say, about 11:30
Yes.
the night before my birthday.
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing with us. Birthdays, we celebrate at 12:00 on the dot.
On the dot.
On a dot. I don't care if it's the kiddos, cousins,
Yes.
my baby. We celebrate at 12:00 on a dot, and you
Mhm.
celebrate all day, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in our mind, we thinking, oh, we get back. Hopefully we get back in time so we can get settled somewhere. Well, it was some delays, and we got to the airport at about 11:30. We had to get our bags. We had to get to the car. We parked in the shuttle. It was crazy.
Wait. Before you go into us trying to rush and do that, are you not going to talk about how we had to run in the airport?
They don't need to know our struggles. They don't need to know our struggles. We almost got left in Chicago. I would have been celebrating
Oh.
morning breakfast in Chicago with deep dish pizza because we had a delay coming from Jamaica to Chicago.
I don't even know why I
Once
booked.
we got to Chicago, we only had, I'm going to say, 30 minutes
Mm-hmm.
to get off the plane. Mind you, you have to recheck your bags to go through
Through
customs.
customs.
Got to
Yes.
go back through security
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
and then get to the gate. We had 30 minutes before the plane departed. You do know that they closed the doors 15 minutes before departure. So technically, we only had 15 minutes, right?
So we're running through the airport. We get through TSA, try to get through. Of course, we brought back some pure white Hennessy. They had to check it. So I'm telling Damon, you go to the gate so they can wait on us. I told the TSA guy, I was like, I have 7 minutes. I need you to check these
Ridiculous.
bottles so I can go. He finally gets them through. I'm running, and then finally I couldn't run anymore.
Man, I've never seen my baby in a full sprint like she was.
Throughout this entire time. But
It's
going up to the
ridiculous.
gate, I was spent. And I see Damon waving for me. Come on.
This was after
And
a
I'm waving
mad
back.
dash. A mad dash from the security line to the gate for me, right?
I'm waving back like I'm coming.
I've been in this situation too many times.
I'll be there.
But here's what
thankfully-
happened. I ran around. I got to the gate, and the door wasn't closed. It was a rope in front of it, though, but it was 3 people standing at the gate, and they looking at me, and I'm looking at them. I was like, hey, don't close the door. They were like, no, it's okay. We got you. I said, yo, those are the best words I can hear
Blessings.
them say.
Yes.
And I'm kneeled over in front of them, out of breath. For those who know me, I don't have the runner's body. So that mad dash, dash for about 5 gates took everything out of me. Not just out of me, it took everything. By the time I got to the gate, I'm healed over on my knees. Please don't leave me.
But it was worth it. We got on the flight back to
It happened.
Dallas. We made it back, and like Damon said, we had 30 minutes to get our bags, and so we had to ride a shuttle to our car. And when we got in the car, we had 12 minutes
So Google
before
Maps,
his birthday.
good old Google Maps, guys. Granted, we know where we are. We in DFW, right? We're at the airport, but I don't know what's around. So quick Google Maps. I need to know the nearest bar that's open right now that I can get to under 10 minutes. We find one, and we luckily got there. I'm not exaggerating, guys. We walked through the door, and the clock on my phone was turning from 11:58 to 11:59. Granted, it was nobody in there, but one other person sitting at the bar. So we quickly ran to the bar. It's 11:59. We said, pour 2 shots immediately. I don't care what you put in there. We need it in the next 30 seconds. They obliged us. We were able to take my H80 birthday shot at 12 a.m.
Yes. And
And
they
it
were
was
saying happy
amazing.
birthday because it was a Tuesday. And then it was like, oh, we're hungry. And we moved around and decided to like go. We went to like 2 other places before we actually found some place that would feed us because we didn't want fast food. So
Right.
I think that we brought it in, but that was not it.
Tell them what happened. Babe.
I still have some things under my sleeve.
Oh, yeah.
Months prior to his birthday, I reached out to his family and I said, hey, I'm going to do a big dinner for Damon for his 40th birthday. We're just going to go out to eat. I wasn't going to do any cooking because I knew we were coming back from Jamaica, but I just wanted to see who could be here because, 40 is a milestone. And so his sister immediately was like, I'm there. I had reservations for about 20 to 22 people or so.
Mm.
But as you all know right now in the world or in the United States for sure, everyone's sick. I had a cousin who had COVID. I had a cousin who had bronchitis. I had a neighbor whose son had strep throat. And that alone took away at least 12 to 14 people.
Right.
We ended up only having about 8 people.
And that's okay.
I picked up some balloons. I picked up his sisters from the hotel. And we went to the restaurant, went to Haywire. Haywire is a restaurant here in Dallas where we actually were engaged. When Damon came in, his sisters, like, they were hiding behind the menu. And he was like, what's going on here? So we were able to surprise him.
I like surprises, guys.
He does. And
I
so we was
very
able
much
to
so
surprise
like
him.
surprises.
And his sister was here to spend the weekend with him. We had a good weekend. They've made it back to the Maryland, D.C. area safely. But I want to say, I hope that you had a great 40th birthday.
I did. I had an amazing time.
I told you on the plane, and I'll tell you again for everyone here, like, I'm super excited about going into this decade with you and
Absolutely.
just being here. We spent half of our 30s together. You know, they say 40s is lit, and
Sure.
it's only up from here.
Sure.
And so I'm super excited, and I love you, and I hope you had a great birthday.
That's cool. That's cool. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So listen, before we go any further and we want to talk to you guys today, we need to make it known, all right? This is our disclaimer. We want y'all to understand something. Although all that good stuff she just did for me and my birthday, and it sounds like we're so lovey-dovey and we got it all together, right?
Ooh.
That's my boo.
Ow.
We need y'all to understand something. Every time that we get on these mics, we are not professionals. We are not experts. We don't know everything. We don't have it all together. We're not trying to tell you that anything that we're talking about is the right or wrong way. But what we are here to do is just share our stories, guys. Share our experiences. Share what makes us us. And we're hoping that maybe give you guys a little bit of tidbits, a little bit of tips. Maybe somebody will take something from what they hear and it'll help if you're in need of help. Or maybe you just take it with you and you share it with somebody else. Maybe it opens your eyes to some things. But the point is, I want y'all to understand we're not up here trying to say that we are marriage counselors, therapists, experts, or anything of that nature. We just wanted to share our world with you guys, share how we are a committed couple that's trying to stay intentional with each other, and some tips on how we do those things.
Awesome. Oftentimes, when we want to bring up a topic just between us and our relationship, we'll just look at each other and it's just become this thing. It's unwritten. We never said, this is what we're going to do. It's just it was understood. And we said to each other, topic of discussion.
Topic of discussion.
When we say topic of discussion, we know that the other person is looking for our undivided attention. They're looking for our honesty, complete transparency, realness. We used to have this thing that said real, open, and honest. It's because that's the way that we wanted to be with each other. What we're going to introduce to you all each week is a topic of discussion. It can come in a form of a story. It can come in a form of a situation, something we read, something we've seen, something someone else explained to us,
Sure.
and go into providing our thoughts on how we would deal with it, or maybe even asking your questions to provide some feedback to us.
Absolutely.
On things that we can do, because this should be collaborative.
Absolutely.
We're all trying to stay together on purpose, and that's exactly what this is.
And it's a reason why it's called topic of discussion, guys. Not argument, not story. It's just a discussion. So even if me or Kelly has something that's on our mind that we need to talk to each other about, we'll bring it up as, hey, topic of discussion. Because I don't want to argue with you. I'm not trying to fuss with you. It's not that I think I'm right and you're wrong about something. It's that there's something on my mind and I legit want you to talk with me about it. Just talk. So
Yep.
it's a discussion.
This week's topic of discussion is
This week's topic of discussion is how do you demonstrate intentionality? So everybody knows that we are intentional connections, right? And we've thrown that word around a lot.
intentional connections
Theme
between
song
me and
coming
you.
later, guys. Theme song coming later. But listen, we had to start it off by, we keep saying intentional. We've said it over and over and over again. Intentional connections, intentional this, intentional that. So we wanted our first topic of discussion to be how do you demonstrate intentionality? What do we mean by that? We chose that word intentional, intentionality, being intentional. We chose that because that's been our motto for our relationship since the beginning. We told ourselves that we're going to do this thing on purpose. What do we mean by intentional and what do we mean by intentional connections, right? The Webster's definition
Yes. Talk to
of
the people.
intentional, and I'm paraphrasing.
Okay.
Intentional just means on purpose. On purpose. That means you intend to do something and you're doing it purposely, right? Connections, again, via Webster's, connections mean when two or more people interact with each other and each person feels valued, seen, and heard. So to me, what better way to have a theme for your relationship than two people making each other feel valued, heard, or seen on purpose? Or, in a better way of saying it, just stand together on purpose. That's us, guys. We're just trying to stay together on purpose. So,
That's it.
today's topic of discussion is going to be around how do we demonstrate that intentionality.
And here's the thing. When Damon and I first started dating, he showed up in ways that I had never seen before in any other relationships prior to. And literally in my vows, I said to him, like, dude, you don't get tired? Because I know every day I don't feel like showing up for him or anyone else because you're tired, you have other things on your mind. But just like with our children, just like with our family, there's things that you just have to do. And to see him put me in that same category of just showing up for me each day in ways that was unimaginable, it made me want to do the same thing. It fueled something in me to say, "Oh, look at this, and look at him, look at what
Right.
he doing today."
I'm trying. I don't do much,
I'm
guys.
like, "Oh,
I
okay."
promise I don't do much.
How you felt like doing
I promise. No. No, I did not. Thanks.
But he did it anyway. And so it made me want to do the same thing for him. And I think that with both of us really putting forth an effort to show up for each other each day, it's really created this beautiful experience between us.
That's fair. That's fair. And like I said, I try. The bottom line that it comes to for me is it's a requirement. I don't think people think about when you're in a relationship, words such as mandatory, what you have to do, requirement, intentional, on purpose. I don't think we always think about that because we feel like we grown, right? Each person is grown and I can do whatever I want to do.
Mhm.
I don't have to do nothing. Well, actually, in a relationship, you have to do things. Period. I don't care how grown you are. I don't care what you feel, how strong you are, whatever. You have to do things. That's called being intentional. What it means for me is that it's a requirement, right? I believe that there's already been a plan laid out for this thing to last with me and this woman. So, in order to do that, I have to make everything a requirement. No, I don't want to do it. I don't feel like doing it, but I have to do it because that's how I demonstrate intentionality.
Yes. And you do it well, and I think you do it effortlessly. So I think that's pretty dope. What I want to share with everyone today is one of the highlights to me of our relationship and things that Damon went out of his way to do for me. And we all know that in 2020, we saw something different that most of us hadn't seen before in our lives.
Man,
COVID hit
took us out of there.
and COVID shut us down. I remember we took the kids to San Antonio that year for spring break. Our oldest, Nyla, she came and she met up with us and we had a good time. on our vacation. But while we were there, the school announced that, spring break basically was extended.
Mm.
And then my job said that I was, would be working remote. Damon had already been remote for the last, I don't know, 12 years or
Yes,
so.
Lord.
And so when we ended up shutting completely down, Damon and I were like, what are we going to do? Because we like to go. We like to do things. So we started doing lives. We started learning the
Good old
Tamia
TikToks.
slide that everybody's still trying to learn now.
Went TikTok crazy.
We started doing TikToks, just trying to find ways to interact with each other and with the kids. We did pranks. Riley just mentioned the other day
Oh
the
yeah.
toilet on
I
fire, the
forgot about
toilet
that, Jay.
smoking
Yeah,
prank that we
yeah,
did.
that's true. That's true.
So we found a way to connect with each other. We started doing Instacarting, delivering groceries for everyone just to get out the house because we wanted to get out the house. So it was like, well, we can only get out the house if we actually have something to do. Well, here's Instacart, and we actually made some money.
Oh man, hey, there's ways out there, people. It is ways to make
We
a little
definitely
dollar.
made some money during that time just for us to really just hold on to because we couldn't go anywhere else. But Mother's Day rolled around and the kids actually went and stayed with their dad for the weekend. Some people will be like, you don't want your kid on Mother's Day? If they're going to go stay with their dad and I can just get to chill, that's a good day to be called Mother's
For
Day,
sure.
where
For
you don't
sure.
have to worry about
I'll take it
those
for
things.
Father's Day.
Exactly. So they did that. Damon had just was in and out of the house all day. He was like, "Don't come outside. You just chill." And I'm like, "Well, what are you doing?"
I
And
like surprises, guys.
right, he's cooking something up. And in my mind, I'm just thinking he's getting something ready for us to have dinner delivered, or he prepared dinner or something like that. Because again, we're in the middle of the pandemic, and so finally, Damon, tells me that I can start getting dressed. So I still got dressed, like because he's boyfriend, so I gotta keep him interested. So I'm gonna get dressed. I'm gonna do my hair and add a little makeup, little lip, as if we were still going somewhere, which is what
Hmm.
I assumed. I just didn't know how he was going to pull this off. Finally, he was ready for me. He blindfolded me and he took me outside. And if you know me, if you don't know me, you're getting to know me. I do like to be in control a little bit. So that has been a challenge, to
Hmm.
kind of let go of some control over
Hmm.
my life because I have
Submission.
a man. Yes,
Submission is the word.
a man that's being led that can lead me.
I'm trying.
So being blindfolded and walking, I'm like, where am I going? Because I can't see. But he led me to the car. He put me inside the car, and I'm on the passenger side. And when he takes the blindfold off, it is a drive-in movie
Man,
set up
a lot
in
of
our
work, yeah.
garage and in our driveway. There was a projector screen. He had some kind of way figured out how to get the sound to come through the radio system of the car. He had food for us. I remember the food was Olive Garden at the time, but I but I don't remember what
She
movie
likes
we
Olive
watched.
Garden, guys. I don't remember the movie. I swear I don't.
I don't
It
know
was
if I
something
like.
good that we hadn't seen before.
Yes, but I can't remember what it was.
I don't know.
So
Shouts out to Fire Stick.
I was like in complete like awe, jaw on the ground, like what?
It was a good time. It was a good time.
What? The way I told y'all, the way his brain works, it's the brain for me. Like, who would have ever thought to do something like that? I thought it was super creative. I thought it was very thoughtful. It was very intentional. He took just a little bit of effort to show me that he appreciated me, that he loves me, and I'm forever grateful for that experience.
Mm-hmm. We
Like,
try.
it was beautiful. It really was.
Listen, I don't do much. That's always my motto. I don't do much, right? I feel like I like to execute. My mind, she claims my mind this and my mind that, but it's luck of the draw that some things pop into my head, and I feel like if it seems feasible enough for me to execute it, then I'm gonna try to put in that work to do it. That's how I demonstrate my intentionality, right? Like she said, there was a lot of factors where we couldn't do much for Mother's Day. A lot of things were shut down. But I knew I had this projector screen, right? So I'm like, man, we should be able to do something with that. And like I said, the kids was gone, and I felt like I don't know. I think it came from, if anything, we would have sat in the house and watched the movie and ate dinner, right? That was gonna be the go-to. Is that we would have been in the house, we would have got something to eat, we would have had a drink, we would have watched a movie. So I was like, well, just build on that and try to do something a little bit different. I said, I know I got that projector screen, I got a projector. We're gonna work this thing out some kind of way.
And you did. And I just felt so loved and all warm on the inside and felt real girly when I be out here trying to be a thug.
She swear she a G.
What it showed me was just take a moment to think outside the box. We're taught to use our brains and think throughout our entire life. When you start going to school, you are required to use your brain
Mm,
differently.
that's it.
Don't be average and don't be mediocre. And from this relationship in the beginning, I learned how to find ways to do something different or find ways to even do the same thing differently, because like you said, we probably, because it was shut down, we would have watched a movie and ate dinner in the house, but you found a way to do the same thing but do it differently,
Sure.
and it's something that will stick with me for the rest of my life, and I really do appreciate you for doing that.
You know, it might be somebody listening and be like, man, you be doing a lot. You doing too much. Not really, y'all. I keep saying I really don't do a lot because, again, I'm not special. I'm not no expert. I don't have this and that. Every person can use their brain differently, like Kelly just said, right? Every dude out here, I promise you, you can do more than you think you can, right?
Hmm.
If you feel like, well, I don't know what to do, or I don't have no ideas like that, or blah, blah, blah. Yes, you do. You just got to use your brain and do it, right? You know enough to say, "Come on, let's go out to dinner." Okay, well, go out to dinner, but don't go to Applebee's every weekend. Yeah, I don't care if y'all like it. I don't care if that's her
What?
favorite thing. So what? Do something different.
Why would you use
I
Applebee's
don't know.
as the
That's what popped
example?
in my
I don't
head,
even
right?
like that
I
place.
know. No offense. It was no offense. In my mind, something said that people was going to Applebee's for dinner dates. It's okay. I like Applebee's. Okay if you don't, but whatever.
What I want to say to you though about that, because you said to the fellas, but I think females as well. For a long time, I think females are used to always expect the guy to be the one to do all of the wow
Sure.
moments. All of a sudden, for me, it was, well, how are you going to show up for this man?
Mm,
How are you going to show him as well that you love him? Your love language at the time was receiving gifts.
right.
It used to stress me out to try to find a gift for you because I wanted to show intentionality in my gift giving. And so what I did, and maybe you guys can use this, I googled unique gifts for boyfriend,
Sure. I've done that
husband,
before.
for men,
I've done that before.
different ideas to for dates for your husband, because in my mind I felt like I had nothing. I started doing research as if you would do for a project at
Sure.
school or work.
Sure.
And then I took some of those ideas, and then my mind was able to start kind of rolling.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, but I can do it like this or I can do it like that. And so then it's become this thing where it's like, what am I going to do for him this time? Because I need, I've done this or I've done that. But it just makes it fun, and it makes it like exciting to see how we're going to present the next thing to each other, whether it's a holiday or whether it's just because.
Yeah. For me, it's the little things, right? She's mentioning what the women can do and what she's done for me or what she tries to do for me. I told y'all a second ago, I'm grateful for everything. And I truly mean that, right? So for me, her demonstrating intentionality to me could be in the form of something little, very small for me. I feel like a story I have is it's more of a concept between us. And I guess it's me showing intentionality, but it's also her showing intentionality to me as well. Is when it comes down to eating, right? Eating together. I'm real big on if we're eating any meal, it could be Jack in the Box for lunch. If we bring it back to this house, sit down and eat with me. Don't take your food and go in the room, right? But we had to work on that thing together because unfortunately, baby is somebody who will quickly be like, all right, I'm going in this room and finish watching this show because we got kids and myself and we all don't like to watch the same things. And of course, I got to watch TV while I'm eating, right?
I get home late sometimes and I just want to go and have a moment. However,
No,
I know that was a thing for you, so
it
I had to
was.
change that.
Right. And then I had to also be aware that you already know there's just a possibility that she's going to want to go in the room. So let's work on this thing. I started asking, right? After we set the food down or, put the food together and I'm getting ready to go over to our table and I'm like, so are you going in the room or are you going to be out here with the land of the living and eat with us? Right. And I'm okay either way. It's just to show that I acknowledge what's going on with you and letting you know my feelings as to what I would prefer. And we're going to work that thing out together. So
It's actually nice to hear you say that
it's
it
small
was your
things.
that your intention behind that is to acknowledge me and what I wanted as
Sure.
well. That was your intention with the question.
Right. There you go.
So I didn't I don't think I ever put that together.
Yeah,
So that was good to hear.
absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah. I
Mhm.
think another thing I'm getting to for the little things for me, right? And this is an example that happened today, actually.
Mhm.
Small things, and somebody gonna be like, "What?" Don't judge me.
Don't
Small
judge him.
things are super huge for me.
I don't know what he's gonna say either.
We were in the store, right? And I got a Red Bull, and we got a basket full of groceries. So the groceries are going in my car, but I got this Red Bull in my hand because I'm about to drink it. Well, she took it upon herself to. She had her car, I had my car. She took it upon herself to drive her car around to where I was parked at. I'm unloading the groceries into the car, and she said, "Well, give me the Red Bull." She took it and held it for me while I'm getting the stuff together. But then she was about to leave. She went and put the Red Bull inside of my car and the driver cup holder so it can be ready for me to drink while I was still loading. I
Taking
know it
care of
don't
you.
sound like a lot. I promise y'all, everybody's like, what? Is that it?
I'm
Yes.
taking
You,
care
y'all
of
don't
you.
understand. It's small things that shows that here's the bottom line. Here's the kicker. It's small things to show that somebody cares about you. There's a lot of things that people can do to show I like you and I love you and you my spouse and I no. What about just showing that you got some care for me?
Hmm.
Care that I gotta unload all these groceries and I got this small little Red Bull in my hand and it's causing some problems. I want to drink it. Go and put it in the cup holder without me having to ask. Without me having to ask, yes, I'll take it.
Ow. So are you acts of service now? That's another.
I'm
That's
a little
another.
bit of all of it.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little bit of all of it.
What I want to say is, I think that those moments when I just said a minute ago, I'm like, I don't know what he's gonna say, but to hear that, I did that without even thinking about it. But I think because we've made that a mission of ours is to show up and be intentional every day, we don't have time to focus on no BS.
Sure.
We don't have time to focus on petty stuff. I did that and it made you feel warm and fuzzy inside, but I also irritated you in the
I
grocery
was
store
just about to
for
say, I
2.5
forgot all
seconds,
about
right?
that part. We don't tell y'all that part. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's real.
Literally 30 minutes before that, where it made me feel warm and fuzzy while I'm unloading the car, we were pissed off in the store. You hear me? Both of us, like, oh,
Yes.
y'all, my
It's
nerves.
always like irritating a little bit to go to the grocery store with the whole family. And when you are, we're just two different people. And that's what I always go back to, right? When you're bringing two people together, your thoughts are completely different. So I'm thinking one thing, he's thinking another thing. And if we're not thinking the same thing, and when those thoughts come up, we're looking at each other like, what happened? What
Right.
are you thinking?
Absolutely.
But because we have made it a mission to be intentional with each other and show up for each other every single day, those moments are so minute
Sure.
and so small.
Gotta
They
let it
can't
go.
linger. They
You
can't
gotta let it
linger.
go.
They cannot linger.
Pettiness, lingering, selfishness, lack of creativity are not welcomed in a relationship. And you can't tell me nothing different. If you think about it, there's never a requirement for any of those things.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Good job. So, baby, with us talking about intentionality and being intentional, having an intentional connection with your spouse, we also want to introduce the UPO.
Okay, so that brings us to UPO alert. UPO alert. Unpopular opinion, guys. Every episode, I'm going to give you guys an unpopular opinion. And obviously, everybody knows that, or if you don't know, let me explain what an unpopular opinion is. You probably heard it before, right? I'm going to bring you something that, here's how it goes. A lot of people may know of it, a lot of people may have heard it before, but 90% of people are like, I don't really know if I agree with you on that. However, if you think about it, it might be accurate. So, UPO alert, I'm bringing y'all the unpopular opinion today. And that is this. I'm going to say it to you straight. You will have to do things sometimes in your relationship that you don't want to do, that you don't like to do and or that you don't feel like doing in order to stay connected to your partner on purpose.
Yes.
So one more time for the people in the back, because I want y'all to hear this.
People in the back.
My unpopular opinion of the day is this. You, yes, you, and you that are listening, you will have to do things sometimes. I'm not saying all the time that you don't want to do, that you don't feel like doing, and that you don't like to do in your relationship in order to stay connected. That's just how it goes, guys. You don't get to do what you want to do or what you only like to do. You just don't. You are connected with that person. Check this out. We are one. Yeah.
Oh.
If you didn't know, that's our motto as well.
Hey,
That's a big
we are
motto for me.
one.
Understand that in your relationship, you are one with that person. So it's not just about you. Now, sometimes I get it. You going to say, no, I'm not doing that. I don't feel like it and I don't want to. Then that's up to your spouse to be like, you know what, baby, it's okay this time. I'm going to let you have it. But don't let that be a habit, guys, ladies. Don't let it be a habit. Sometimes you just gonna have to bite that bullet and be like, oh.
You know, that's a real thing though. When you said on the other side, you have to accept the fact that even if they say no, a lot of things that we've talked about is things that you can do as an
Sure.
as an individual, but we haven't really talked about or mentioned how it's received. Just like Damon said, the unpopular opinion is you are going to have to do things sometimes that you don't want to do, that you don't feel like doing, that you don't want like to do. You're just over it and you don't want to do it. But the thing is, if you do it, that's called being intentional. And the person on the receiving end should make sure we are recognizing the intentionality and show appreciation because people don't have to show up for you.
For sure.
And if they choose to do so, show them that you appreciate it and that you see them and what they're doing. And when it's like this give and take or receiving action that's going on between two people and you do it all the time, it makes for a beautiful experience.
I like that. That's for sure.
So just to kind of wrap it all up, what we talked about is just being intentional, receiving intentionality from your partner, doing things that you might not want to do, doing things that you might not like to do, getting uncomfortable. Being uncomfortable sometimes create
Sure.
growth. And I know those are things that you hear as we get older, but like I said earlier, I had nothing on my mind on what to do because a lot of guys prior to didn't require much. But at this point, I wanted to do it because of how he went over and beyond for me. So what I did was do some research. So sometimes you have to do research. There are so many other businesses out here that can set something up for you.
Right.
So there are ways.
It's
There's no
ways. It's
excuses
ways, guys.
on how you cannot show up to just let your person know that you appreciate them.
For sure. For sure.
So I want to give you all an action item for
Okay.
this week. I want you to actively listen to
Mm-hmm.
things that your partner has said to you or that they will say to you this week that they need, that they want, that they desire,
Mm-hmm.
maybe from you, maybe from life, maybe with the kids, maybe with work. And then I want you to take some time to just pick one of those things. You don't have to try to be Superman. You don't have to try to be a hero
Right.
and give them everything they want this week. But find one thing that you know that you can make a difference
Sure.
in how they deal with that particular situation.
I like that. I like that. A big part of relationships, as you all know, is listening, but actively listening, guys. It could be something that your partner has said to you on a Monday, and maybe they didn't even say it to you. Maybe you overheard them saying something on the phone. Maybe they said something throughout a conversation with you. Maybe they said something to the kids. But listen, it's almost like you eavesdropping all the time on your spouse, right? Make
Yeah.
sure you're listening because you may hear something that they say, oh, I wish this, I wish I had this, or I need this, or oh man, I ain't had this happen in a long time. And then maybe on Thursday, just turn around and do it for them without them asking, without them mentioning it. They haven't even thought about it again. Just do it. I promise you, your brownie point level will go through the roof.
Yes. From men and or women.
That's it.
We like it.
Right on.
Awesome. So that's good. I hope that you guys really listen to this and just hear the passion and that we have for being intentional.
Sure.
And if you're already being intentional in your relationship, that's so beautiful. Kudos to you. I hope that you are being an example for those around you so that we can try to keep families together, so we can try to stay together on purpose and not like get bored in our relationships. We
Right.
don't have to. We can still love each other and 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 make it last. Make that beginning feeling last forever, which is the reason why I call him boyfriend.
There it is.
I do.
There it is. So we thank y'all for joining us
Yes.
again today, and we look forward to talking with you guys again next Thursday.
Yes. Check us out every Thursday on all streaming network where you'll find a new episode each week. We're doing series. Each series will have about 8 to 10 episodes. So just look out for those every Thursday. Please, please, please provide your feedback via DM or even with our email address,
Talk to us, guys.
which is the Coopers at togetheronpurpose.com.
Or check us out on our website at www.togetheronpurpose.com. That's the number 2, getheronpurpose.com.
And follow us on social media at Together on Purpose on TikTok and
We're out there.
Facebook
You
and
can
Instagram.
find us, guys. Just contact us. Contact us.
Yes.
All right.
We look forward to it and we hope you have a great week. Later.